Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Juggling Life, Finding Balance podcast. This is a special edition of Sister Talk with Viv and Becca. And it has been a minute, Becca, since we have recorded,
Yes.
kiddo. It's been since May of last year.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Got busy.
We got busy.
We got busy.
We got so busy. So much has happened. Oh my gosh, so much has happened since we last recorded. But you did get to come out and visit me. You came out for my retirement, so that was super fun. I was so glad to get to see you. But hey, Becca, tell us what is new. What is going on with you?
Recently, last week was my last official week in the office, having a normal job.
Okay.
And I mean, I've worked remotely for 5 years, but the doctor that I worked for, she sold her practice, and I have 7 hours of prepay left that she's paid me for to catch up on some accounts receivable, things like that. But other than that, and it was a rough couple of weeks getting through all of that, but I'm in a new phase. I'm doing something new. Instead of going back to a traditional job, I have opened up a little small business, and I have started repurposing antique furniture, and some of my things are behind me, some of my antiques that I have discovered and that I'm selling, and starting online right now, and doing all the online forums. And then I have my first vintage show February 7th, and where I get to go bring all my furniture out and show everyone what I've been working on. I don't know anything about anything. I just know that I like to shop. And I wanted to turn shopping into a job. And I had just recently, this past year, gotten into antiques. I've never been into antiques before, but my sister and I started going to antique stores, fell in love with antiques. I found this radio. It's a 1930s radio. And I've been a military spouse for years, and this is the last year. So I've always had a cookie cutter home. I've never really been able to have, some do, but I never been able to have like really nice things because I didn't want them to be broken. So I just kind of kept the cookie cutter stuff. And this is the first time in 19 years that I've been able to like actually put my personality into my home. So I bought this 1930s big radio, and I just thought I'll just start buying pieces and slowly take out the cookie cutter and add the antiques. Yeah. And then it just kind of came out of nowhere. Keith just said, "Wait, what's your favorite thing to do in the world?" And I said, it was right as my job was coming. I knew my job was coming to an end months ago. And I said, I guess shop. I mean, shop would be my number one thing. And he said, yeah, why don't you try to do that and make a living? Awesome. And so it just kind of went from there. And then we just started growing and buying things. And then now my house is turning into a beautiful antique store-ish. And I have all my things around my house, as I pointed out behind me, to decorate. And I change my house up. When someone buys something, I get something different. And so my house is rotating, and my house is full. Every room in this house is unorganized and full of things, and it doesn't come natural. I'm learning about brands. I'm learning about what people want, and it's a lot of research. It's a lot of work. People don't realize how much goes into the online forums of selling things, but I never do. But no, I learn what brands are good and what people are seeking. And it's just a lot of research. And then I say, hey, I just look it up. Like, how should I repurpose this? There are lots of forums out there too, to ask people, and people will tell you what they think you should do with it and what's selling big right now. And I'm just watch TikTok and learn how to redo it. I am not a hands-on girl like that. I'm a girly girl, and I'm dirty.
I get it.
Out picking, and I go picking and thrifting, and I'm digging around and piles of junk, and I've got my tights on and my muck boots and my hair pulled up, and I'm like, I don't even recognize myself some days, but it's fun. It's so much fun. I love it.
I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. I would have such a hard time not like keeping everything, because I like antique stuff too. I have a couple of pieces in my home. I have one thing that it's a little teeny tiny rocking chair. Like, it's tiny. And my mom said my grandma rocked my mom in that rocking chair. My
Oh.
mom rocked me, and I didn't have little babies. I didn't have children of my own, but I rocked my daughter's my stepdaughter's baby, so my grandbaby in that.
Oh.
So I have that, and I even have still the cushion that was on it. I don't use the cushion often, but I have that, and I just love it. And then there's some other pieces, like I have a trunk. Like it's a small little trunk, that you open up and everything.
Mhm.
And that was my mom's great aunt's, I think, or something like that. So I got that, and I just love it. They they
Oh,
smell
I love
musty,
that.
but I love it.
Mhm.
I love
Yeah.
it so
Yeah.
much, and
Me too.
I'm really looking forward to the time where Eddie and I can retire. I'm waiting on him to retire, but when that time comes and we move, we want to move to Texas and have a house built and everything. But I just want to do exactly what you're saying. I want to go to the antique stores, and I want to take my time, because I feel
Yeah.
kind of like
Yeah.
you. We retired from the Air Force, and we were living in Utah. We had a beautiful home, and I thought we were going to stay there, but then we moved again. And so I got rid of everything again, right? And now I'm in a
Mhm.
house that isn't quite my style. And so I bought a few things to kind of just, fill
Feel at
some
home.
spaces, but
Yeah.
it's not my style. So I told my
Mhm.
husband, I was like, the next time we move, when we actually retire, I am going to do the house the way I want it. I want to
Yep.
go
Me
out
too.
and I want to find the weirdest, coolest
Yeah.
pieces and just have a hodgepodge of just
Mhm.
cool stuff.
Love it.
So,
I
yeah,
love
you may
it.
have to
And
come
I wanna
help
come
me.
help you.
I was going to say, you
I
got to
wanna come
come
help
help
you.
me find it. But my
I do.
husband thinks he's like, no, babe, I know you. You're going to want to just like go buy everything and just do it all at once. And I said, no, I actually want to take my time. I want this to be
Yeah.
fun. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so what a
Yeah, I mean,
cool thing you're doing.
well, and what you were talking about, like the story that you have with your rocker, and I will
Mhm.
keep going. So you have to stop me at some point, but I just want to, because I'm so excited about this and I can't stop talking about it. But I do want to say one more thing. My
Mhm.
favorite thing about finding things is the story behind them. And I have learned that
Yes.
people really love to hear the story behind
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
the pieces. If you can get the history, it really does
Yes.
make it
Yes.
so much more meaningful and people really want it. And I have
Yeah.
this coffee table and two end tables, and this woman had lost her husband and she was selling them, and they're so quirky, they're so cool. And she said, I've had them since 1964. And
Mm.
I said, they look brand new. And
Yeah.
I said, can you tell me the story? And she said, well, me and my husband went to an auction in 1964 and we bought them, and they've been in our home ever since. And our kids were
Oh.
raised around them, and they were always in the living room. And
Uh-huh.
this is our kids remember this as, their childhood. And I got a little weepy, and I was like, that's such a beautiful
Yes.
story. And I
Yeah.
don't even want to sell those. I want to put those in my house because I loved
I
her
know.
so much. She was so sweet. And I found that a few things that I just had around my house that I sold that
Mm.
had a story. When
Mhm.
I told the story, when people would ask me questions about it, and I told the story, like my kitchen table, I downsized to a smaller one and I sold mine. And the woman was like, I don't know, I'm here. My daughter's in the military, and I'm here helping her buy things for her house. And this table was amazing. I mean, it was an amazing table. And she said, I want to help. And I said, oh, that's so sweet. My mom used to always do that when she was alive. She would always come and help me
Mhm.
move into my new house. So she and I we just
Mhm.
started talking. And
Mhm.
she said, well, I know a lot of things get posted and they never look the same, and I said, I would never post anything that, I would tell you about the flaws. And I said, let me just give you a
Yeah.
history of this table. And I told her the history of how long we had it, and playing games, because we're a game family, playing games with the
Yeah.
kids around this table, and nieces and nephews, and all of the fun that we had and all of the meals we had, just told stories. And she said, that's it. I want it. I want my daughter to have this story table,
Oh.
and I want her,
Oh, the
she doesn't have
story
children
table. I
yet, and
love
I
it.
want her to have it. And so
Yeah.
anyway, that's my favorite part, I think, of it, just hearing
What have I been doing since May?
yeah.
I've been doing a lot. So, man, I'm gonna tell you what. It's been almost 1 year. You talk about how you're not working with your the doctor's office anymore. So my last day of work with the government was March 30th. And so, I mean, we're in the middle of January now. And so
Oh my gosh.
it'll be almost 1 year since I hadn't been working, but
Time
I've
went
been
fast.
so busy. It's
You
been
have.
crazy. So, I published 2 books on December
I
30th. I
know
got
you
2 books
did.
out. Did you ever get your copy of Breakdown
Nope,
Better
should
yet?
be here any
Hasn't made it
day.
yet?
It should be here.
Um,
Yep, it's been delayed one more time,
it's
which is
been delayed.
good
I think
news.
that's a good sign.
And
I
I
think that's
I
a good sign.
pre-ordered.
I feel
Mhm.
bad for people because I've had a lot of people write me and stuff, and they're like, "I pre-ordered this," and they're saying they don't have any stock, and I'm like, "I know, but that's probably because they had to print some more, so that's okay."
Yeah.
For me, it's okay. And
Great for
then,
you. Yeah, I'm not mad at all that I haven't gotten it yet because I know what that means. That means that people want it, and I'm
yeah.
gonna be so excited when I do get it.
Yeah,
It's
and then I self-published the guided journal that goes with it called A Better Way. This one's actually my favorite. I shouldn't have favorites, but I have a favorite. And the reason why I love this one so much, so it's the guided journal to break down better, but I mean, there's like self-assessments in there. There's reflection questions. I mean, I
mm,
like to dive deep into stuff. I like to
mhm.
uncover the why behind stuff, and I like
Yeah.
to journal, and then at the end of that, gives you an opportunity to take some action, to do something
Yeah.
with everything that you learned about yourself, moving
Mhm.
forward and stuff. So anyway, they're both out, and that I'm gonna tell you what, Becca. So I've been working on these books for years, and
Mhm.
once I
I know.
was able to not have my job like all the time,
Mhm.
boy, I was able to get this stuff done. It was just crazy because my mind, the brain fog was gone, the stress was
Mhm.
gone. It took a little while. It took a little bit,
Yeah.
but I mean, I was just able to get it done, and so I'm just so thankful that I was able to get it done and have it published on December 30th. And so now
So
I'm
proud of
just
you.
in
So
that
happy for you.
whole book launch and
Mhm.
promotion mode. There's a lot that goes on, to market and promote and stuff like that. But I'm having a great time. Just did a podcast a little bit ago, an interview for that. I've been on a couple of TV things and
Nice.
hoping to do a little book tour and stuff. So it's been
Mhm.
really cool. Completely different life. I mean, this
Yeah.
time last year, I was
Yes.
a federal executive, had a team and doing all the things, and here we are today. I'm a published author. It's just so weird. I like it,
Well,
but it's weird.
I love it. I love it for you. It's been a long time coming, and I'm so proud of you. So, how
Thank
does it work again? So,
you.
you read the book, and then the
Mhm.
journal. It
You do
asks.
it with it. So
Oh,
that's
you do
kind
it
of
at the
the
same
hope.
time.
So here's the thing. I mean, you can do one or the other, but I recommend you do both. And the
Yeah.
reason why I say that, I mean, because a better way, the guided journal, it can stand alone. So if somebody's like, I only want to buy one, well, you could choose which one you want to buy. But
Hmm.
if you really want a really good deep experience, you buy both books. You go through the
Yeah.
devotional, and then the devotional pairs up with the guided journal. And so every day has its section where you've
Mm.
got reflection questions, some prompting things, so you're diving deep into it. It's not
Hmm.
just you read it and then you move on. You're like really looking into scriptures, and you're really doing a lot of self-assessments and things like that. So yeah,
Well,
I would recommend, and I'm not just trying to sell books, but I would recommend that people get both for the experience.
yes.
But you could buy one or the other, and they stand alone, and that was by design
Um,
too. So
I didn't know
yeah.
that there was a second one when I bought the first one. So I
Well,
don't have the second one. So I need to order the second one
aw,
because I didn't know. And then I saw, I'm so sorry, my phone was not on silent and
I
it's
can't hear it.
dinging. I've got to turn it off. So I didn't know, so I didn't get it. So I'm going to order it
Mhm.
now. And then I
Well,
told you last week I was going to, and
thanks.
I forgot, but I want to have both. I want to do the whole experience. And
Yeah.
I
So
like to
probably
read
the
and
reason why
write.
you didn't know is because Breakdown Better was published through a publishing house, and so I
Hmm.
had an exact date and when it was going to be done and all the things. But A Better Way, I self-published that one. I didn't want to go through. I wanted to experience both sides. I wanted to see what is it like to go through a
Yeah.
publisher and what is it like to self-publish, because there's pros and cons for
Right.
both, and some people will say one is better than the other, and I wanted to experience both. And so I'm glad that I did. But I didn't know that this one was, I didn't know I was going to get it done by December 30th. And so all of the hype and the promoting and stuff that I did for Breakdown Better, I didn't do it for the second book because I wasn't sure when it was going to be ready. It just so happened that at the last minute we were able to pull it off and get it published. But doing a lot of promoting now for folks, and I'm really excited because yesterday one of the local bookstores here in California picked up my book, and so I got to go and see it. They put it on. They have like a new nonfiction table right when you walk in, and it's sitting right there. And I'm just like, okay, that's pretty doggone cool. And I'm really excited for
my
that.
goodness.
So, yeah.
That's so cool.
That was kind of neat.
So cool.
That's kind of
neat.
Oh,
go take a picture
doing that.
and send it to me. I want to see it.
I think I think there's a video on my Facebook today.
Okay. What? I was going to say, I think you probably have, I think that's what you did tell me. You have been promoting it, but I've been so busy. I haven't hardly been on social media. So I don't know what's going on in anyone's world because this is my 5th month of being a reseller, and it consumes so much of my time. The only time I'm on social media is when I'm checking my orders or
well, here's the deal. Okay, here's the deal. So I'm not a big fan of social media. Like, I mean, podcasting is fun and everything. I like that, but I'm just not a big fan of taking pictures of my food or posting where I'm at or sharing what I did today. I don't like doing that. I don't like doing it. And the other thing is that self-promoting, I mean, you'll find this as you're, launching a business and stuff. Self-promoting is like, oh man, it's weird. And I don't like doing that, but it's so necessary. Yeah. This is the world we live in, and social media is kind of a thing, So I've been on it a lot and posting every day because that's what the experts say you have to do to get the algorithms to do their thing or whatever. And it's just like, that's a job. Like I totally could hire an assistant to just do my social media stuff.
It's a lot. And I say that too. Like if I didn't have to be on my phone, like on social media, if I could just go out and use getting out into the world and just selling and being with the people, that's what I can't wait for. Because, and like you going on your book tour, going out and promoting your book that way and just being with the people. We're people who like to be around people. We're people. Yeah.
Yes, we are.
We like that.
Yes, we are.
And I've had a lot of success with that, out talking with people. And I love to talk to people. You love to talk to people. So I can't wait for you to do your book tour. I hope you come to Oklahoma. I know we talked about it.
I would love to
gather the family up, and there's plenty of us. Just come.
Oh, that would be so fun. I do want to do that actually. That's just something that's on my heart because, I'm an Oklahoma girl, but because of the military, I have not lived back home in Oklahoma or Texas or any of those areas my whole adult life. Yeah. And so much of what's in my book, I talk a lot about some of my experiences back home. That's what I grew up with. And just what a wonderful thing to be able to bring it full circle. And, to do it like a book signing or something like that in a local store or even at the Chickasha Library. Oh my gosh, I have so many memories of the Chickasha Library. My mom, she's always been a big reader. And so before I was even in school, she would take me there. They would have like a little reading program. And the little kids, we'd all sit on the little carpet. And her name was Miss West. And she would read us a story. And while she's reading the story, my mom would be looking at books or whatever. And I just have so many fond memories of the Chickasha Library. And there's a big memorial there that I love for Bill Wallace. So he was he was my principal when I was little at West School. And I loved him so much. And then he ended up being an author, children's book author. And he wrote a dog called Kitty. And so many other great books, but I always looked up to him as not only, a teacher or principal or whatever, but as a writer. And so there's a nice memorial there for him. So anyways, I just think that would be just precious. And so I do hope to be able to coordinate that, and it'd be great to get the family if everybody could come out and say, hey, that'd be great. It would.
And I think that everyone has memories of Bill Wallace in this town, and I have memories of the library, as a child. And as soon as you said it, I pictured myself being in there, the
Yeah.
smell of that
Yes.
library, and it just all kind of came rushing back to me. And that would be a really fun place to come and
I have
get together and with your book.
Yeah, I have a fun memory of Mr. Wallace, and I don't know why this memory sticks. Isn't it weird how we have core memories, and like
Mhm.
they mean sometimes they mean nothing. But he was our principal, and I remember he would walk around the lunchroom when it was lunchtime. And do you remember those yeast rolls that we would get in grade school and stuff? How
Yeah.
good, and they were just wonderful.
Mhm.
Well, many of us, we would just eat the rolls and not eat anything else on our plate. And if you wanted seconds, you had to raise your hand. And so I remember we would always raise our hand to get more rolls. And Mr. Wallace would come over and he would say, "Did you try your meat?" And we'd be like, "No." And he's like, "I want you to eat a piece of your meat, and I want you to eat a couple of spoonfuls of your vegetables, and then you can have another roll or whatever." But
Oh,
I
good
just
man.
loved how sweet and fatherly
Yeah.
that was, that he was like, "You're not just gonna fill up on bread, you need to at least try your meat your meat and vegetables." And I just like, I
Just like a
have that
parent.
memory of him. I love it. I love it.
Oh, I
Oh my
love
gosh.
that. I
I
know.
do
I have so
too.
many strange little memories of people that just randomly appear out of nowhere, and it's
Mhm.
so warm. It just makes you feel good.
It
Just when you just said the
is.
library, and it's seriously, I felt like I could almost smell the Chickasha
Mhm.
library when you said
Mhm.
it, and just pictured myself in there doing stuff. It was always
Yeah.
so fun.
Nostalgia. So
It's
nostalgic.
nostalgia. I love it. Well, there
Yeah.
is okay. Anything else you have going on, Miss
What do I have
Bigwig,
going on?
author?
I'm not a big wig.
Anything else?
Okay. What else? What else am I doing? I can't think of nothing else. This has been my life for the past year, so this has kind of been
Yeah.
it. I have a vacation
Well,
coming up. I'm excited about
oh yeah.
that.
And are you
Yeah.
coming? Are we going to see you?
Well, probably not this
Maybe.
one. We planned a vacation to Texas, my husband and I, because we love
Oh, that's right.
Texas. So we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
go hang out the San Antonio area and for seven
Love
days
it.
and just kind of do the Texas thing. But I
Mm-hmm.
um I gotta buy new clothes because I lost a little weight. So yay, I lost a
Oh,
little weight.
nice.
So that was kind of
Good for
nice.
you.
And so I noticed that my crotch is sagging in all my pants. Not my actual crotch, but my pants crotches. And my husband and Eddie and I were out taking some pictures last weekend. I needed some pictures of the books and stuff like that. And he took a couple pictures of me, and I was like, "Why is my crotch hanging out on the floor? It looks so." And he's like, "You need to get some new pants." And I'm like, "I do." I was like, "Yay." I mean, that's a great problem to have. But I was
Mhm.
just like, so I want to get some new clothes so I feel cute and
Nice.
like my crotch isn't hanging on the floor.
Nice. I know. I sometimes see my screensaver on my computer is of the pictures that you and I from when we very first started this podcast. I can't even remember what 24 was it in 24?
Probably, yeah, yeah.
But I mean, since then, I have lost almost 100 pounds.
Yes.
And that's the picture. I loved that picture with the yellow headphones, that one of the originals that we were going to use. And it's my
Mm-hmm.
screensaver. And every time I just keep it there. And whenever I look
It's a
up
good
and
reminder.
I see it, I just think, I don't even recognize that
I
person. But
know.
I I have, when you said saggy pants, it reminded me that I had put on some of my old pants from,
Mm-hmm.
like 85 pounds ago. And I don't know, did you ever see that movie, The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants?
No.
Where all the girls are friends, and they're all best friends, but they all are different sizes. But somehow
Okay.
these magical pants fit them all. And then it's like all the good things
Oh,
happen when
okay.
they have the pants on. So I put
Okay.
my own Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants on. I was so comfortable. I was around the house, and I tend to wear black like leggings a lot.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I went somewhere. I had somewhere to go, and I just threw my shirt on, and I went, and I'm walking. I walked by a freezer where you could see your
See yourself?
reflection, and
Yeah.
I saw the same thing. And I looked down. I was like, "Why? crotch is so saggy. I turned around and I was like, my booty is so saggy. And I was like, oh, I've got these old pants on out in public on accident.
Out in public.
Which was better than what I had done 2 days prior. It was freezing and I put my thermals on, which are black and they look like leggings. And I'd put them on and I had not put my pants on. And I walked out and I thought, oh, I feel it is chilly out today. And I got in my car and I don't know, I touched my leg and I realized that I was just walking around in my thin thermals. I was like, thank goodness I remembered to go back in and change.
Oh my gosh.
Before I left. But yeah, I've had 2 interesting pant stories. Just as you talked about your pants, I remember.
I know. I have jammy pants that I have this pair. I have 2 pairs that I love. And because I have lost weight, they don't fit. And so I was in the kitchen. I just don't have the heart to get rid of them because I love them so much.
Oh yeah.
But I was in the kitchen doing dishes, and my husband kind of walked by me or whatever, and just kind of lovingly patted or whatever. And my pants came down. Like, he didn't pull them down. It wasn't like that. It wasn't anything like that. But it was just enough to kind of, wrestle at the material a little bit. And they kind of came down, and like my booty was showing and stuff. And he's like, babe, you have got to. And I was like, I know, but I love these so much. So what I've started to do is I got a hair tie. I have hair ties all the time.
Oh, yeah.
This one here. And I just kind of like gathered up the material in the front and I just put a little hair tie in it. And it's kind of bulging. It looks terrible. It's awful. And I should just go break down and get some new jammy pants, but I love those pants so much. But anyways, it's a beautiful problem to have, that our pants fall off because we've lost weight. Congratulations to you. You've worked hard.
When you said that about the hair tie, it reminded me of Christmas. I have one of my favorite Christmas shirts. I have so many Christmas t-shirts and they're all too big, and I wanted to wear my Christmas shirt. So I did. I mean, it's a Christmas Vacation t-shirt and it's really funny. Yeah. And so I just tied it up in the back and with the hair tie, and I was like, it's just family here. No one's even going to notice. Who cares? No one even said anything. I was like, I feel cute. It's on. I'm wearing my cute, Clark shirt, and
that's right.
I'm all tied up in the back, but I didn't care.
That's right. I saw this video the other day. I need to try it. It was this gal, and she's wearing like an oversized shirt, and then she's like, but wait, and then she takes the 2 edges of the shirt and she loops it through her pants loop, and then she tied it really cute, and then it kind of looked all snuggly and cute. And I'm like, I'm totally gonna try that, because there's a couple of shirts that I have that I like, but they're kind of too big on me, and they look dorky now, but I don't want to get rid of them either. I don't want to get rid of nothing.
I have such an emotional attachment to my clothes. That's one of the things about like selling things right now, because I'm also selling things to purge my house. I'm trying to, I'm like, while I'm at it, let me get rid of the things that I already have. And I feel like I have a tendency to overprice my clothes, and it's because I have an emotional attachment to them. I have a story, and I don't. So I'll find myself laying in bed every once in a while and going through all the apps and being like, okay, let it go, drop it $10 and you'll probably sell it. These people don't have an emotional attachment. And I've been to lots of estate sales where people have emotional attachments, and things are a lot more expensive because we get so emotionally attached to so many things, to almost everything. I do anyway.
You know what I have? I don't even know. Since you're in this business now, maybe you can tell me if there's anything of value, but I'm kind of going through that same thing. I'm feeling like I just want to get rid of junk. I'm just like, I just need to do something. And I've got like old I Love Lucy dolls. And because I've always been a fan of I Love Lucy, and I've got like 4 or 5 of the Barbies or whatever. And I'm like, what? They've been in boxes forever and ever.
Well, that's the best part.
Well, yes, but I mean, like, I don't really want them anymore. It's not like I get them out and play with them or look at them or anything like that. So maybe you can let me know, like, what should I do with them? Put them on.
Well, my suggestion would be to take a picture of all the angles of, or they're still in the box. They've never been pulled out, right?
Nope.
The bottoms, the back, everything, the close-ups, and send them to me. And I will.
Then what are you going to do?
How tall, how big are they? Like, how are they? How tall are they? How wide are
Okay.
they? Because sometimes
Okay.
it's hard to tell in a picture.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that matters. That
Okay.
matters. And then there are all these forums of people who collect, certain things. And I'm still learning. I'm in my 5th month. I'm
Okay.
still learning. But one thing I have learned about that specifically is there are groups of people, and some of those things are worth more than others. Some aren't
Mm-hmm.
worth anything. Sometimes I'm like, oh, this is going to be worth so much. It's still in the box, and it's not, and
It's
it's
not.
sad
Yeah.
when especially when I'm looking it up for people. I've got a lot of people having
Yeah.
me buy for them now or
Mm-hmm.
sell for them, and it makes them really sad because we have
Mm.
these emotional attachments, and they're like, I just knew it was going to be worth something big,
Yeah.
but I feel like that I think what you have might be because a lot
It
of
might
people
be
love,
something.
and it
I mean,
depends
there's.
also on how many were made, how many
Mm,
are being sold on the
yeah.
websites right now. I found a
Mm,
few unicorns
mm-hmm.
out there of things that I
Mm,
can't find on the internet anyone
yeah.
selling, and I
Yeah.
know that I can sell those for more. So anyway, we can
Okay.
talk about it.
Anyway,
I
interesting.
can help
I
you.
think there's a lot out
Mhm.
there. I think there's a lot of them out there, and I'm not looking to get
Mhm.
rich. I just want to get rid of them. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
so that's something.
Well, and if you're not looking to get rich and there's someone
No.
who might really want them, you might just
Yeah.
make their day by putting them for sale, inexpensive. So
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah. Right.
but they
Ooh,
might be worth
that's really
something.
good.
So you should probably check into it before you just sell them. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I'm not,
Sell them and get some pants.
I
Sell them and
know.
go buy some pants.
I need some pants. I need some new pants for my trip.
No more saggy crotches.
Oh,
Sell
those-
Lucy's. Get some pants.
I love it. I love it. So I started doing Pilates because
I've never done
I'm
it.
at that age, and you're
Mhm.
behind me too, so you're not too far.
Mhm.
So you may want to listen up.
Yeah,
But
I'll be 48 next month.
see, and
Mhm.
so balance and strength training and all that stuff is so important as you get
Yeah.
older. And so I started doing Pilates to help with that, and to kind of help with my hip too. Because I tell you what, my hip and my butt, it's like they're just so. My chiropractor and my doctor says my butt's not firing. The glutes are not firing. Oh, that did not sound good. That didn't sound good. My glutes are not firing, meaning they're just kind of, I don't know, they're just kind of hanging out there. And so because I'm not walking right or whatever, I need to build them up.
Yeah.
And so they're like, go to Pilates. That's really going to help them glutes. And so I did my first one last week, and Becca, oh my gosh, I was sweating profusely. I mean, I was embarrassed how much I was sweating. And then
that was me in a cycling class, so I get it.
Oh my gosh, it was embarrassing. And so then about, the next day I was like, yeah, I think I'm okay. But then by that next evening, I was so sore, like going to the bathroom, just like trying to get up and down from the toilet was really a struggle and stuff. But I was sore for like 4 days. And so I didn't go back until today. So I went back today, and I'm just bracing for impact. Like my butt's going to hurt. My thighs are going to hurt. Everything's going to hurt. But
well, I don't know.
It's supposed to be so good for you.
Tell us what it is. I mean, for people who don't know, I don't even know what it is. Like what, I don't know. I mean, I've heard of it, of course, but I mean, I don't know what you do.
Well, okay. We did like, I don't even know how to explain it. I'm sure there's like medical ways to talk about it, but so we did a lot of, you do a lot of strength training, but using your own body. Like there was a lot of squats, and there was a lot of like, we would like squat down and then hold this little ball over our head, and then we would raise a leg, and then you have to balance. And I'm just like wobbling all over the place and stuff, but it's supposed to help you with your balance. But I mean, you're working your core. I mean, every move that we did worked this core. And that's one of the things my chiropractor's been telling me. He's like, you need to strengthen that core, which is your abs and your butt and your back and all the things and stuff. So anyway, I started a new gym, and they offer these classes as part of the membership. And so I started going, and I'm loving it. Actually, I love it. Yeah. Nobody talks to anybody, which kind of makes me sad, because I'm like, I want to have friends, but everybody's like all zoned into their own little space. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. Then they do like,
this is my me time. Please do not intrude on it.
I know. And I'm like,
she looks like a talker. Nobody make eye contact.
That is so true, Becca. Nobody makes eye contact with me. I go down, I'm like, hey, and everybody's like, just looking down.
Look away. Look away.
Centering and all the things. And I was like, whatever. No.
Well, I just saw something at the gym here in town. I don't know if it was the gym here in town or some community center here in town. And I cannot remember what the first word was, but it's some exercise, but it's to do with drumming. And drumming. And it says, bring your own drums. If you have them, it's an exercise class, and it says bring your own drums if you have them. If not, we have some. And I need to just go see what this is about, because for one, what kind of drums are we talking about? And are people loading their drum? In my mind, it's 80s rock band, and there's someone's opening their garage or their van and pulling out all their drums. I'm like, that can't be it. There has to be just a single drum, right? But it's to lose weight, and it's or to get fit. That. And I'm very curious, and I have it on my list of things to check out.
I need you to go to that. I really need you to go to that. Oh my gosh, you want to know what happened today? This was so embarrassing, Becca. Oh my gosh. So I bought a little lock for the locker in the ladies' dressing room, or locker room, whatever. Anyways, I put my stuff in there. I put my sweatshirt, I put my keys, my sunglasses, all the things, and I lock it. And then after everything, I go back and I unlock it, and the locker's empty. And I'm like, oh my gosh, somebody done figured out my combination. They stole my stuff. My truck's, I got a new Bronco. I'm like, my Bronco's stolen. So I go out to the front desk, and I'm frantic. I'm like, all my stuff in my locker's gone, but my lock is here. And they're like, okay, how could that be? And I'm like, I don't know, but it is. My stuff's gone. I'm like, I'm going to go out and see if my truck's still here or if my truck's gone. And so it was in the parking lot. And the guy's like, I don't want to make you feel bad or anything. Goes, did you check the right locker? And I'm like, dude, I put in the combination. I open up the locker. My stuff's not there. And he goes, can I ask you to go look again? Fine. And so you know what I did? Becca, I put the lock on the wrong locker. I put my stuff in this locker.
I feel like that's what you were saying.
And I went over here and I put my lock on this other locker. So I opened up the locker next to it, and there's all my stuff. And I was like, this happened. And I'm acting like, I'm basically accusing every female in the gym of stealing my stuff. And I'm acting, I wasn't rude or anything, but I was tripping out. And so I came out with my stuff, and he just smiled, and I was like, sorry.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
At least you weren't a super jerk. At least you.
I wasn't a jerk.
I know you would never be, but you were just like, hey, something's going on.
I was like, somebody done stole my stuff. So, oh my gosh.
Well, you know what? I don't know about you. I don't know what it is. Lockers give me anxiety. I don't know. I could see myself doing it too, because I can remember I went to this tiny school growing up, and then in the 9th grade, I went to the big school. I went to a tiny town, and then I moved into the big school in the high school, and I would have nightmares, actual nightmares at night, that I would not be able to get for one. There's so many lockers. How am I ever going to find my locker? Yep. There's so many in my old school, the same school you went to. There's 2 rows of lockers. So
our school's tiny, Becca. We're acting like, look, we have like 100 lockers.
Yeah.
Something like that.
But when I went to Chickasha, but I'm talking about when I went to Chickasha High School, I was so overwhelmed that I swear this is why my back hurts today, because I would put everything in my backpack and just keep it with me, because it's like, I'm never going to find these lockers again. It's never going to happen. So I have locker anxiety. And even at the gym, I've had some weird situations with lockers at the gym. Not what you had, but where I've put things in and I couldn't find which locker I put them in, and searching frantically for my little lock and where's my stuff.
Well, in my defense, I always use the same locker. And today somebody used that locker. So that threw me off everything to start with, because I was like, that's my locker. And so I used a different number to start with. And I think that's what threw me off. But I have locker anxiety too. I do too.
I wonder if other people do. Do other people have locker
anxiety?
I don't know.
I'd love to know.
Thing?
Is it a real thing? Is it a real thing? You know, like before I even put the lock on, I do it, the combination, and then I open it, and then I do it again, make sure it opens, and then finally I'll put it on there.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Ooh.
And then there's something about the combination. Even whenever I had, maybe it's a combination thing. When I had
Mm-hmm.
it's a lock for your bike, and it had like different colors. And there was a chain in there, and there was you would put it around a bar, and put the little thing together. And I would always struggle with that too. So I think
Yeah.
lock. Maybe it's
Now we're not very good with numbers
issues
either.
that I
You
have.
and me.
Lock trauma.
Lock trauma. And
I cannot remember them.
Aren't you bad with numbers? I am. Like,
I'm
I
terrible.
transpose numbers.
I can't remember them.
Yeah, I always transpose a 3 and a 6 for some reason. I could look at the number 3 and call it a 6, and vice versa. I don't know why I do that. I don't know.
I don't do that, but if someone ever says, "Hey, here's this phone number, we're calling to order a pizza, whatever. Hey, here's the phone number, call it." I can't do it. I can't even remember the first 3. I don't know what it is. I don't know what
I mean, think about that. I don't even know my husband's work number. If I needed him and didn't have my phone with me, I don't know how I would even get in touch with him. I have no idea what his number is.
Look at my hand right now. Can you see it?
Did you write a number on your hand?
Those are numbers. Those are numbers. It's because this lady sent me a message. She wanted to know the dimensions of something, and I typically put dimensions on my things, and I didn't for this. And so I was in a panic, and I wanted to get back to her ASAP, and I'm doing the measurements, and I was like, surely I can remember 14 by 12 by 12. Surely I can remember 14 by 12 by 12. No, I couldn't. I thought I went to type it in, and I was like 14. What was the other one? Remeasure. And then I'm like, okay. Then I got distracted. Distracted, came back, and I was like, what was that other number? I don't remember. 2 of them were the same. And I finally just grabbed a pen and just wrote it on my hand. And then I went into my phone and I typed it 14 by 12 by 12. It's not hard.
Oh my gosh. That's hilarious.
I don't know. It's a struggle.
That is hilarious.
Well, I know that we have to get off here soon.
Yes.
So before we go, I want to say one more big thing that I'm in the works with. We've been in the works about a year for it, but a new podcast is coming out, and it is me and my sister, my biological sister. Everyone knows you are my unbiological sister, but my biological sister, Melissa, and my friend Brian. We've been friends for 19 years, and we are going to have a new podcast, and we're recording our first episode next week. And so I will be advertising on my socials as much as we are not, and loving socials.
You got to get on the socials.
We have to get on them. So I will be advertising the name. We just came up with a name today and a logo, and we're just getting everything solidified, get everything checked out, make sure that it's not taken and all of that. And on our next podcast, we can talk more about it, but it's going to be a really funny, fun,
so excited
3 of us together. And they're going to be here January 31st. Or Brian will be here. She lives in Texas. She'll be here, and we are going to go take some photos together and get everything going. So we're pretty excited about this podcast with the 3 of us. So
good. I am so excited to follow you on that new journey that you're taking. I know it's going to be hilarious. You're so fun, and the girls that you have doing this with you are so fun. So I'm really looking forward to it. And, folks, we're going to continue to, things are going to look a little different. We'll talk about that more in another time, but things will look a little bit different this year as I am juggling all the things and moving into a new season.
And finding balance.
I'm trying to find that balance. But, God's opening some doors to some new opportunities. And so we'll continue to do a podcast with SisterTalk as well as Juggling Life, Finding Balance. And just keep hanging in there with us, folks. And until next time, be blessed and stay balanced.
Bye.